Malcolm, you still gotta plug the people in? Oh shit, I disconnected him. I won't be able to hear him again.
Bring him back in. Malcolm, you still need to do something?
The people are coming in now. Where's the chat, B? Oh, there we go.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace. What's
We
good,
are
everybody?
here in the building, in the flesh, ready to
What's
go.
good?
What's good? You already know what
Well,
it is.
not really in the flesh, but we here.
Well, I'm in the flesh.
Yeah.
You are not in the flesh.
Yeah, I'm working remotely today, guys. It's
Yes.
okay though. We here.
Yeah,
We're
well,
here.
you came up to see your moms this weekend. I didn't want you to make the second trip. That would have been a little extra. And
I
so, this is what it is. We here. We got a lot to cover. We thank the people for being in the building.
Absolutely. And sorry for the hot mic. My pops, like, I don't, because I'm usually the one that's working the boards, and he clearly forgot.
Did I say something crazy?
No, you didn't. Good thing.
Okay. Well, because I be saying crazy shit.
Yeah, we would have had to come on like making a public service announcement.
It's me and Mama Dot here alone. I might have said some nasty shit for later on. Like, we could. Yeah, so that was cool. Hot mic.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us, though. We appreciate y'all for being here today. We had to get a show in for you guys, no matter what.
Yes.
We're here. All right. So #1 father and son podcast on the planet, on the multiverse, in real life, in split screen, everywhere. #1 father and son podcast. We're here. So we host. I'm sorry. It's hard because I'm not. You know what I mean? So we're your hosts. I'm Malcolm. This is the artist formerly known as the Black Dot. He is here on the other side of the screen from me, and we appreciate y'all. How was your weekend?
Weekend was great. Mother's Day weekend. Took, like I said, I do an annual pre-Mother's Day brunch with some of the most important ladies in my life. My sisters, my sister-in-law couldn't make it this time, my aunt, my wife, and so went out to brunch, man, had a good time. Went and got some Rasta pasta at the world-famous Footprints. They are the originators of the Rasta pasta. And so we went out there. Yeah, Footprints. In Coney Island, the iconic Coney Island. And
that one is nice too.
Yeah, it's amazing. Excuse me. And then that took care of that. I'm telling you, the secret sauce to this is you got to get out on Mother's Day Eve, because Mother's Day is bonkers.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
completely misjudged it because I'm thinking, Delaware, it's small. You know what I mean? If we get out 10 o'clock, 10:30, we're good. That was the wrong calculation. The right calculation was Delaware is small, so it's only like 3 or 4 places everybody go to.
Right.
2-hour wait, y'all. 2-hour wait. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
2 hours. And see, that kills it. That kills the energy, that everything you try to do. And see, on Mother's Day, we just kind of chill. Me and Mama Dot, we went to our favorite diner, which we've been going to for 27 years.
Yeah.
And hung out there and, got a little breakfast. And then the kids took over and did what they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
that was a bet move.
Avery happy on Mother's Day? You took her out,
She was.
pampered her, did all that stuff?
Yes.
Nice.
She was. So.
Got to see your moms? Nice.
I did. Yes, I did.
Bro,
So,
it doesn't get any better than that.
yeah.
So,
thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us today. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. I'm reading the chat right now. Somebody's B-Day is today. God body, happy B-Day to you. 33rd. Nice.
Okay, 33rd. Happy birthday.
Happy and thank y'all for being here. Let's get to some stuff, man. Any other announcements?
How about a roll call first?
I was gonna do that, I was gonna do that before. I see LA tapped in, was good. Bay Area, West Coast is here heavy. Atlanta in the building, what's happening?
Paris is in the building.
Nice. Tampa was good.
New Orleans is in the building. Charlotte's in the building.
Chicago was good.
Watts, Cleveland is in the building.
What's up? West Coast, they trying to take over everybody's show now because they up.
They up right
Because
now.
Kendrick, they trying to take over. You know what I
I
mean?
ain't mad. They up.
Yeah.
Somebody
said the hologram of Malcolm. That's funny. AI Malcolm. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to go next. Soon as
Facts.
everybody get their glasses and stuff, we just going to be wherever you are, there we are.
Yeah. Austin, Texas was good. Miami Gardens, Columbus, Ohio, San Diego was good. All right, we here, man. Brooklyn in the house. West Philly. Shouts out. We here.
All right. On the shroom report, I hope everybody got their shrooms. You know what I mean? So the sale is still going on. Do we have that QR code again? We don't. No, we don't. We might be able to find the code real quick. I got some repeat customers already.
Y'all really taking shrooms? Y'all really
Yeah,
about that?
Everybody getting it on. For
really
medicinal
about that
purposes,
life.
of course, Malcolm. All right.
Okay.
Go to the last show, get the QR code.
All right, hold on. Well, I'm gonna put a link in the chat.
Yeah, put a link in the chat.
Real quick for you guys.
Also,
you going?
Yeah, also on on May 18th, if you in Atlanta, Professor Griff from Public Enemy, Paradise from the X-Clan, and Minister Server from the Temple of Hip Hop, they're doing a lecture called 3 to God Way. And that ought to be crazy. Higher Infinite Power. It's going to be like the after set for the Malcolm X Fest. In Atlanta, they do the Malcolm X Fest every year. And around Malcolm X's birthday, it's a big fest. I've been down there. I sold some goods. Everybody comes out and supports. So after that, there's going to be this event, and it's going to be 3 DJ sets. It's going to be at the Teaching Museum, the Omanala, the flyer's up there. Yeah, Omanala Griot Teaching Museum, 337 Doggin Place. Contact Professor Griff, 678-557-2919 if you in Atlanta on the 18th of May, which is this Saturday coming. It's going to be on. And it's gonna be popping. So what's up with this contest? Want to get that out the way?
Oh yes. I'm putting a link in the chat right now for my man O'Shea Bell. Shouts out to him. You gotta hit the applause button or something. I'm not there with you.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you. But so this is my guy O'Shea, and he is entering a contest to be a featured athlete on the Mr. Health and Fitness. All right, so O'Shea is the son of my former trainer Derek Bell. Right, O'Shea also is a gym rat. He was also an outstanding athlete along with the rest of his brothers. And O'Shea right now has a brand called 4 a.m. Fitness, right? And he wakes up every morning. He documents this process at 4 a.m. Goes to the gym, goes hard in the gym,
Hard body.
and he has merch. And so I wore one of her shirts on a show previously before he had shorts and stuff like that. But he is entering this contest, and you guys can vote for him. He is currently first in his group right now, so shouts out to him. And winners will get $20,000. And what he plans to do is donate to his father's nonprofit organization to help young athletes in the Bronx receive quality strength and conditioning services along with educational consulting. Okay, he said the prize money will be extremely impactful to their organization and young athletes that they help. He is also a high school teacher as well. My man is in it, and shouts out to O'Shea. So vote for him. Use that link. You can vote for him. It's free to vote, and then to buy extra votes, you can pay for extra votes. So we want to show some support as well.
Okay, I got one more announcement to make, Mal.
Okay, the link is in the chat, guys. By the way.
All right. Tiana's Closet presents Once Upon a Prom. It's a dress and suit drive that's taking place. My sister and her team are involved with providing clothing for prom, for those who are going to the prom at these needy high schools or needy schools where most of these kids are in the shelter. And what they did was they've been going around collecting clothes, suits. Eli gave them, some suit jackets, some ties, some outfits. So we've been collecting that stuff. So I think we have enough clothes, but stay tuned because when I get the Cash App, for anybody who wants to donate, for hair, makeup, all of that kind of stuff, nails, eyelashes, we'll get a Cash App going for anybody around the country if you just want to donate $2, $5, so that these children in particular who are going to prom can look good. You know what I mean? This is that time of the year where you was nervous about shorty all year, and now you got to get your kahunas up, and you got to ask her out on a date, for the prom, and you want to look good. And like I said, these are sheltered children. So Tiana's Closet presents Once Upon a Time dress and suit drive. And so that's what they're doing. The donations will be accepted until April 26th.
April?
Oh, no, I think that time has passed.
May.
Damn it, dude.
Maybe May 20th. I'm reading. I know how to read well. Thank you. I'm over here talking to you. I know how to read very well. Okay. Yeah. So but I think they extended the date, and so once I get the Cash App, I'll have it by Thursday's show, and then you guys, if you want to donate, you can donate. All right.
So, yeah, I remember prom used to be a very simple
of Urban X.
I was saying prom used to be a very simple thing. Like now, kids is coming out of Bentleys. I saw a helicopter drop into a prom. It's getting out of hand.
That's a bit extra. And that one girl, they expelled her because she had guns. She had a big prom dress on. She was holding two guns, and she had an assault rifle at the end of her dress. So Malcolm, speaking of school, let's get right to it. Did you see the school teacher?
Oh man,
who was sitting there?
Yeah,
I believe it's in middle school, and he's allowing these kids to take his braids out. So what do you think about that?
So obviously, completely inappropriate. I feel for a teacher. I think because of because he seems like unassuming, so people were just like, nah, he probably just has a great relationship with the kids and stuff like that. All I know is if I walked in that classroom and seen my daughter taking out
Yes,
this grown man's hair, it would have been a problem. You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? It would have been like a problem. I'm flipping desk. I'm cursing my daughter out. Like it'd have been a problem. So and it was crazy. I was seeing some people actually like defend it, like these kids are clear. They were interested in doing hair and doing nails, so he was trying to feed their interest. I think there's way different ways to do that. He could have brought in mannequin dolls and on off time when we're not doing work, gave it out so they could do what they had to do. That was inappropriate. And then he tried to like double down on his TikTok to reading text messages from the kids that were mad that he left. Again, just feeding the point that this is inappropriate, right? I was bugged out. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
no,
you think?
there are a lot of parents. Odyssey came to me with this today, and she says some of her friends didn't have any problems with it, right? So the reason I had a problem with it is because in the world where so many kids are being violated, this is how predators, or PDF files, as they're calling them now.
Yeah.
I love that term.
Yeah.
These PDF files get close to your children and get your children to relax. Taking out someone's hair is an intimate act. And so I kind of felt that that's inappropriate in a school setting, because had I walked in and my daughter is doing that to a man who is supposed to be a figure of authority,
And
I would
trust.
have had a problem with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so put 1 in the chat if you didn't have a problem with that. Put 2 in the chat because this is a no judgment zone and we all have our reasons for doing so. Put 2 in the chat if you have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Because it's one of them things where,
and here's the thing.
Yeah,
I would have thought it was inappropriate if it was a female teacher as well.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And the reason why I say that is because I remember me and Avery were talking about this the other day. I remember when I was in school, we didn't know anything about our teachers.
Right.
I had favorite teachers that I loved, right? That I respected, but I just knew nothing about them. Like I remember in 3rd grade when my teacher, it was like 2nd grade, I was young, and she said something about her couch at home, and I was just like, she has a couch? Like,
Yeah.
I thought she lived in the classroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
And then I saw another one of my teachers at Macy's when I was with my mother, and that bugged me out completely.
Right.
So the fact that these teachers now, and these teachers are my age now, they just share so much of their life.
Yes.
I just think that's just not right.
Well, you know what it is too, Malcolm? Again, our teachers were there to just teach, and we either feared them or loved them or just hated them, but they had a sole purpose, and that was just to teach us. Even from a female perspective, I don't want my students thinking it's real cool to just be coming up and now we're having conversations other than the lesson. And this is about the female teachers, on the child. And I do understand this. In today's environment, for the students who need extra help and guidance, I get that too. So some teachers go above and beyond to check on their students, and they have great relationships. So I'm not diminishing that, but taking anybody's hair out, especially on school time, I think is a bit too far. Now Ruby Selah, who I love, she's a recording artist, she's a principal, she's a trailblazer, she's a poet, she's an artist, beautiful sister. I remember she had a rap battle against one of her kids at 3:00, right? But I got that. The kid said something slick, he had some bars, he didn't know his principal was nice. So they decided at 3:00 they was gonna meet. He met with all of his crew, and they came out and he spit some bars, and then she spit some bars, and that's as far as it went, and that opened up, their relationship. But we are in a social media era too, Malcolm. And so these teachers are looking for more than just to be a teacher. They got Instagram, followings, and so it's a lot going on. I just think it's a bit much if I, as a dad, walked in and saw my daughter or
Yeah.
my son. But like my daughter, because I believe it was just girls around him at the time, taking out a teacher's hair when she should be learning math. Because what is she gonna ask her to do next? You know, what if one of these kids wanna, see him after school for extra help and it gets extra? These PDF files, this is how they probe children.
Yeah, and guys, I'm not the only one. When I saw the septum ring, come on, the nose ring, I was just like, all right, y'all, come on. I know this. And then he went on, he set the camera up, cried in front of the camera, and I was just like, come on, man.
I didn't see all the residual videos from there, but I did hear he doubled down, look at the kids, they love me. And I'm not saying they don't, but I don't even this is just me. I've never let my own little Odyssey sit on my lap as a kid. You understand? Because I didn't want her to think, oh, that's my dad, so whenever I'm around somebody else, it must be cool too. You know what I mean? And I definitely don't let nobody else's kids sit on my lap, male or female. But that's just my training, how I was up, my upbringing. And so we have these codes of ethics that we learn early on. And when you lax them and get relaxed with them, and then you want to complain when something happens, can't have it both ways.
Right now, so there's a couple people in the chat. Grizzly86 just said, we can't put a pedo on everyone. Absolutely true.
I didn't say he was a pedo. But
it's
how do we distinguish or at least eliminate the possibility of my daughter getting violent? Because my daughter can only get violated, or my son, once. Meaning before the trauma is already done, that can't be undone. And so it's my duty to, just protect as much as I can. I don't send my kids to school. First of all, let's just keep it very basic. I don't send my kids to school to take nobody's hair out.
Yeah, and I think that when people have a problem with that level of the conversation, or just about like, there is boundaries. Just at any job, you get what I'm saying? There are boundaries. You are there to educate these kids. That is it. And build a working relationship with these kids. That is it.
Absolutely. Because I don't want my daughter staying after school with nobody else around with her and a teacher, and me saying, well, he not a PDF file. I don't know that. No, but I don't want to put you in a position, because remember, it can only happen in terms of the violation once. You know what I mean? It can continue to happen from there, but once that gate is crossed, and that, once her innocence has been breached, I can't get that back. And as a dad, it is my duty. Because I remember my daughter wanted to try out for her middle school basketball team, and little did she know, I took her out, showed her a couple of moves, because I used to be nice, And then I was waiting for, the schedule, because I was going to, be popping into practice. And because you ain't going to be giving no solo practices to my daughter. You know what I mean? And so, and you might call that a level of paranoia, but look around you. So on a grassroots basic level, my daughter should not be taking your hair out or doing your nails, or next thing you know, she running errands for you. No, she here to learn math, teach her math.
And then there was, because remember, we had this conversation a minute ago. One of those teachers, she was real thick, and she dressed like in tight stuff, and people was like, yo, that's her body, you can't hold that, or she can't do anything about that. So there is the conversation there, like, yo, so like, how do we police how these teachers dress too? Like, do we control that? And I'm like, yo, listen, again, there's a certain way you're supposed to dress at work. You're at work.
Now, some teachers are very voluptuous, right? But there's still a way that we dress, right? And I can't fault you for having big titties. That I'm not. But if my son is sitting on your lap, taking your hair out, and you got big titties, now where do we draw the line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. I ain't have no teachers like that when I was growing up. Shit.
Yo, in my high school, I went to all boys high school, so when I say anything looked
anything with any women came to deliver food, y'all niggas was like, Hounds. Looking out the window. Oh, so it's the female species. Yeah. I get it.
Like,
I get it.
Yo, side note, my high school, they sent to my mom's a big directory of like everybody that's graduated from there, like that's living right now, that graduated, and it has like their profession, what they do, and how you can contact them. And I'm like, that's how you're supposed to network. That's how you're supposed to create.
Is your name in the book?
It is.
What do you do for a living? That's why I'm asking.
Listen, man, I'm a podcasting extraordinaire, man. You know?
Ooh, that's what it says?
That's what it says. Nah, I forget what it says. It says something around media, though.
Okay,
what it says.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did they find that information out?
I think we did a survey a minute ago. I don't remember doing it.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember doing it. But it had a lot of people.
But that's how you do network.
That's how you network.
That is how you network.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you reach out to somebody like, yo, do I know somebody in media? Do I know somebody in real estate? And it has everybody listed by profession, and you can reach out. So then, listen, we both went to the same school, man. What's up? So that's how you do it.
I like it.
Yeah. So let's get to some more stuff. Gotta hit the button. Hit the button.
All right.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Okay. So the other day I saw on the timeline that Christian Combs, Diddy's son, the one that looks like him,
Yeah.
the one who's like is masquerading as him,
Yeah.
right? He made the grave mistake of putting out a diss track against 50 Cent.
Why would he do that?
And defending his dad, and it was bad, man. It was really, I don't know who's in his corner. I don't know who told him to do it. I don't know. It was really, really, really bad. And 50 has now, like, because I haven't heard from 50 in a minute.
Yeah,
in
50
regards
was
to the
quiet
Diddy
for a minute.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, with the whole Kendrick and Drake stuff happening, so he's been quiet. Now they woke him back up. Then Meek jumped in it, and now 50 is on his ass. It's all bad. Did you hear about this?
I heard about it, but I didn't listen to the track because I don't have time to listen to King
garbage.
Combs defend his dad on some shit, you know. But 50
Yeah.
is very petty. 50
Yes.
is a cancer, so he's
Yes.
emotional, and
Yes.
he will punch a kid. 50 will punch a kid.
I think he will.
Yeah, I
Listen,
think he will.
he don't have no qualms going at his son on the timeline and going in on
Absolutely.
his son. You think he gonna pause at you? No.
Absolutely. But this is also just tying into this climate that we've creating now.
Yo, everybody's angry.
Everybody is angry right now.
Everybody.
And everybody is going at each other right now. But I wanted to spend some time, and I guess now would be the perfect time to do it, to kind of explain what a psyop is and the intricate levels of a psyop, right?
Okay.
So this Drake situation is obviously a psyop. Now, what do you mean by that, Todd? Meaning Drake has been doing the same things and operating in the same mode for over 10 years now. We been knew Drake had a ghostwriter 10 years ago. We been knew Drake was half Jewish, half black 10 years ago. We been knew Drake was from Canada 10 years ago. We been knew Drake wasn't a gangster 10 years ago. We been knew even some of these suspect behavior based on the photos that are now re-emerging. Operative word, re-emerging. These photos have already been out there. But nothing was done. No one said anything until they were triggered to say something. You follow me, Malc?
Yeah.
R. Kelly, we knew from Aaliyah. We then were reminded with the alleged sex tape of the young girl that came out on the VA test that surfaced the world. He still operated for another 15 years before a documentary came out, about surviving R. Kelly, that everyone seemed to get triggered, and now their moral compass has kicked in, and this is a problem. Harvey Weinstein has been doing what he's doing in Hollywood, Malcolm, for over 35 years. And his body count is far more than even P. Diddy's body count. But it took the Me Too movement and incident to come out before now we are triggered on a morale level, and this is disgusting us. Donald J. Trump has been doing what he's been doing for years. Everyone has pictures with him. Everyone has partied with him. Everyone has put him in rhymes. Everyone thought he was great. He's been at some of these parties, so to speak. But when he became a Republican candidate and they gave you a few trigger words, now you're triggered by the very thought of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
P. Diddy has been doing what P. Diddy has been doing forever. And everyone has gone to his parties and no one seemed to have a problem and everybody was making money until now when something happened and you are triggered. Jeffrey Epstein was committed of the crime in 94, I believe.
In like 2004.
Or 2004, of sex trafficking, all of that stuff, and still was able to move amongst the elite and celebrities on and on and on. The point I'm trying to make is, why now? And why are we always given a specific person that they want us to focus in on, and yet they continue to operate above that level and we act confused because the stuff that's happening to Drake right now is out of this world.
Yo, it's
And I'm
crazy
not taking
because
up for Drake. I'm just simply, that's why I laid out all of the people to show you. But Tag, he is it right now. And it's bad.
absolutely. Because I was talking to Steve Canal because he's just been sending me videos and stuff like that of just like other podcasters, like other stuff of Drake, of like people talking about Drake and how they always knew and stuff like that. And I'm just like, damn, like it's so interesting that like, I don't know if it was Kendrick or somebody else, they were just able to mobilize everybody. And they said, all right, this is the time now. We got to take him out now, right? And I was saying, because I even said this to him, that like I'm shocked that they kind of got him so quick. Like the people you just named, they were going for decades, over like a couple decades, sometimes 3 decades.
Yes.
And this is probably the shortest run ever for a PDF file. You know what I mean? Like a highly elite PDF file if he is one. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Like the way Kendrick pulled on like every psychological, like emotional string of everybody at the same time, to where I'm seeing parties, everybody screaming out A minor, like
yes,
everybody's
when I see
calling
that,
him
Malcolm, that worries me because it tells me that it's something else going on.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I don't
So
know.
Kendrick becomes the one that triggers it, but then they run with it, and it seemed like everybody snapped out of this at the same time, and now he's the most vile man, he's the most disgusting man ever, and I'm going, he hasn't done anything he hasn't been doing in the last 10 years. You know what I mean? So what brings us out of a stupor when and I'm asking everybody in general, what was it about? And I'm gonna tell you what it was in a certain sense in a minute, but what was it about surviving R. Kelly that became the final nail? What was it about, what Cat Williams said that really kind of put Diddy in a specific light, that we all wake up out of something? And the same thing is gonna happen, mark my words, with COVID. When we coming out of it now, but when we really understand how goofy we were as a people. See, we be on it early, so we be up here making fun of it. When we see, so the power, they have the power, is what I'm trying to say, to move your thought with these algorithms and these bots and these triggers to who they want to be the enemy. That's how Saddam Hussein became the lone enemy. That's how Bin Laden became an enemy. This is how they get you to focus on a specific president when it's deeper and further than that, which is all I was trying to say. But and the stuff I'm hearing about Drake right now is bad.
Yeah, it's
The bodyguards, they saying he planned that. Let me hit allegedly.
Allegedly.
please.
Right? And
Please.
now they have zoomed in and focused on a hotel in which some transgressions was taking place with a disabled person named Charles Alvarez, who was supposed to go live on Instagram tonight to add clarification to why he was seen in a hotel at 3 a.m. with Drake. You know what I mean? Among other things, today on academic show, somebody sent him a tape of some disturbing things allegedly with Drake and an animal.
Alleged. Please hit the button again. I'm not there. Hit the button. Hit the button again.
I hit it.
God.
I hit it. I hit it again.
Jesus.
Among
Christ.
other things, that some Ebony 22, the mole, the alleged mole, is supposed to be dropping this information. And so we're in this uncovering stage, but Tag, and this man has sold all of his properties in the United States, I heard.
Who?
Drake.
What? Really?
That's what I heard. I heard all of his properties that he's been selling.
I didn't see. I didn't.
So
I
this
didn't know that.
thing, and notice how it's no longer on Diddy no more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see how they can shift something? And now the bad guy is a guy from Canada.
Yo, and here's the thing. And remember why I said like this whole thing could have just been like, industry, like, UMG just kind of planting this beef so it can, but it could kind of go just deeper than that too. But like, if Kendrick was given a mission, like he was given the mission to win this battle, right?
Right.
He was given the info. He wins this battle. He doesn't do interviews at all anyway, so he's not gonna get any of the follow-up questioning that goes on after this because he's set in like a tidal wave of just stuff happening, like all that stuff you just described from a rap beef. I'm like, yo, when did it get like this? When did a battle between who's just a better MC become investigations, moles, leaking, BCI? Like, yo, what is going on here?
Yeah. Deep question, and it made me go, wow, like this thing, I'm not even sure Kendrick knew something because he was planting all of the evidence. He was dry snitching in a weird way. This is not a slight on Kendrick, and you may say, well, that's his duty to take down PDF files. Yeah, but why stop there? If that becomes your mission, right, then why stop there? Because he is obviously just one of many. The whole industry is crazy. So, but the fact that he strategically planted these times, these dates, these images is phenomenal because he left a breadcrumb of trails for investigators to figure out. And this is getting wild.
Yeah.
And so I can see why UMG may have stepped in and said, okay, enough is enough. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody is gonna ask Kendrick about this. He's not gonna do any interviews about it. I just don't see it.
Right. Well, Kendrick doesn't do a lot of interviews.
He doesn't do any. So the fact that he was able to just kind of knock over the domino and just step back while this is just falling. These dominoes are falling, and people are just coming out the woodworks and this, that, and then again, when it comes to social media, there can be complete reaches, I don't know about that one, but in the gumbo of this, you gotta take it all now.
And on a spiritual level, I understand. This will be tied back, like I said, to the 4Ks. This will be tied back to Kanye West going against the fashion industry, at least exposing pulling the veil back. Kyrie Irving, the sports industry, they tried to attack and bury him. Cat Williams, the comedy or showbiz, and Kendrick with the music industry. So this is coming to you in 4K, and so these individuals.
Drop the bomb. I'm not there. Drop the bomb. I'm not there. That was crazy.
Yeah. And so these industries, and the timing is right. So I'm all with the timing of this being right. But we are in a tailspin now because people they got to make a choice now, Malcolm. Like, how much truth do you want? How much truth are you ready to deal with? We are in, man, this is a great time to be alive if you prepared for it and you're ready for what the future holds.
And if you understand that the people who are dropping the truth, who are, the celebrities, they're human.
Yes.
Don't follow them. Follow the message. Don't follow them.
I've always said that, Malcolm, and I've always told people, these people, you think they have it together, and they don't. You know what I
mean? And because, as fast as they climbed, right? Like, Cat Williams is a prime example. Like, he had the comedy world by the balls just not a few days ago, and then he put out that special, and just like, and then what does that do with your perception of what he was just talking about? Now he was just a disgruntled comedian,
right?
Now, right? Who felt a certain way, and then
and
you
see
how that could flip.
Yeah. Side note, they actually broke the record, 68 million.
Yes.
YouTube views, clap that up.
Him and Shannon Sharp. Yep.
So they broke the record on that of YouTube views. Seems like forever ago, 5 months ago or 4 months ago. And so this Drake thing, I want you to, just keep your first eye open to how we're always directed in a direction as a people. See, that's the downside of this social media thing. See, before social media, you didn't know nothing personal. It's like your teacher. You didn't know nothing about an artist except their music.
Yep.
So you didn't know what they did in their personal life. You didn't even care. You allowed the music to speak to you. But ever since the advent of social media, we get more into their personal lives and stuff like that. But now they can drive us in any direction they want. I'm always asking you, how did we get here? And I mean that physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. How are we arriving at these places? And when a lot of us arrive at the same time with the same mindset, I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
I do, because that's groupthink. You know what I mean? And we arrive there. Yeah.
And that's I've been I couldn't listen to a lot of normal shows and YouTube channels and podcasts that I normally listen to because it just seems like everybody is just missing the point.
Yes.
And I just can't listen to it, right? So I've been taking a break from a lot of people. I'm just I can't.
Good, because it's redundant now.
Yeah.
Everybody talking the same thing, and it's like we arrived at this revelation that he's from Toronto and he don't write his own stuff and he's a culture vulture and he might have been with young girls all at the same time. That doesn't make sense, guys.
From a couple rap songs, I'm just
From
that is that
rap
that
songs? You mean
is that what did it?
Yeah, come on, guys. So we should be better than that. You know what I mean? It's a time for a commercial.
Guys, for the slow people, Kendrick won. We're not saying anything else.
Please stop. That battle, it was so far one-sided. We're not talking about the battle. We're talking about the war now.
Yes.
Remember, I posed the question. I said, Kendrick will win the battle. That's the easy part. I said, Drake will win the war. But I'm not so sure now because I didn't expect it to go that way. I didn't expect him to be called a PDF file. I didn't expect. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's a fact. It just turned into something else completely.
Right. Right. I wanted it to stay on the skill level, which we knew Kendrick would win very easily, but I was intrigued on how the clubs would back Drake because they out partying, and how the thinkers and lyricists would back Kendrick, and how that war would play out. I didn't expect it to become FBI investigation.
Yeah, and before we go to commercial break, it's become an identity, like it's becomes like something attached to your identity, who you think, or who you were going for. Like, so if you were going for Drake, you know what I mean, you were just a bad person, you just a culture vulture too. But if you were going for Kendrick, you're smart, you're intelligent, you get quadruple and quintuple entendres and that nobody else got. So that's the other thing too. And if you look at every time there's a polarizing this or that goes on in this country, those are usually the positions that people take. The Israel-Palestine thing, Trump versus Biden thing, like not vax thing. Like that's exactly what both sides fall on.
It's the same formula being run over and over again. And with that being said, it is time for commercial.
We'll be right back.
I am a critical thinker, here to bless you with lyrical tinctures. I am the Black Dot, the point of reference, the metaphysical link to the Moors, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas. I am here to remove the blind spots and clear the view of your spiritual blinker. I am something out of nothing. I am the alchemical bringer of change. My name will continue to linger. I am legend. If consciousness was a game, I would be considered a ringer. I am because we are.
To all of you Dr. Sebi followers, I've got something for y'all. Discover the untold story of one of the most important healers of our time in Abelardo Guerrero Jr.'s book titled My Journey with Dr. Sebi. Visit www.myjourneywithdrsebi.com to place your order and receive a free copy of the audiobook with over 4 hours of exclusive content.
Icons. Celebrities covering one eye who are sworn to secrecy to mislead the masses into a life of negativity by way of destructive behaviors, i.e. drugs, sex, violence, etc. Most of these celebrities you see in the music industry and in Hollywood have taken a sworn oath to protect what they have going and to have you being misled by using drugs, violence, and all of these other crazy behaviors. Be careful. Beware of those who are pointing at one eye, covering one eye, or trying their best to shut down your first eye. Log on to urbanx.nyc for the latest in apparel, or shop urbanx.com to pick up the latest in our not so subtle teas. And we thank you for your support. Peace.
Hello, wealthy family. This is Chanel, Ascending Infinite Goddess, sending infinite thanks to your higher selves, your legions of angels, your ancestors, your spirit animals, and divine source itself for allowing us to continuously connect in this time and space. I am so grateful to be a beautiful vessel to assist you on your journey and help facilitate healing. Be sure to visit my website, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com, where you can view my blogs, exclusive videos, and schedule all of your services. I can also be reached at 786-828-8722. Be sure to also view my YouTube channel, where I have hundreds of videos for you on your spiritual journey. Thank you so much, wealthy family. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.
And we are back.
We are back.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Couldn't be there in the flesh, but we are here still.
Yeah.
All right, so
the
let's get.
show has to go on.
It has to, man. It has to. We can't just, what's the point of having an online business if you can't be online with it? You know what I mean?
All facts.
You know what I'm saying?
All facts. Only thing
So,
is
real
that
quick.
now that you're not right here, I can't, just put my hands on you. But I gotta kind of, make this work.
Real quick, shouts out to Mr. David Darius for the super chat. Appreciate you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Somebody said when Malcolm said y'all was gonna put a bow in it, I didn't believe it. Yo, no, I didn't know. I think you're talking about the Drake and Kendrick thing. I didn't know it was just gonna take so many turns, bro. Like my friends be sending me stuff in the chat, and I'm just like, yo, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I what happened to just being excited about the songs? Like, yo, this song dropped. Did you hear what he said? This song dropped. That bar was crazy. Now it's evidence planted or wasn't planted in the elevator in the hotel and some videos and that. It's like, what's going on
You
here?
lied about it being a plant because I still got the evidence and the dates and here's the newspaper article and this, that, and this thing is, this thing is crazy.
And then
go ahead. What does that say for future battles when now my goal is not to tear you apart lyrically or with my music, is to find out what, some dirt.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, I was tired last week, but I'm glad we did kind of go through it because we are a podcast, and our podcast we want to give our views on it. But I'm glad we not. Oh, you can get this shirt. You see this metallic African symbol? It's just metallic. That thing is popping off the shirt. You can get that. Malcolm, we got a Father's Day sale coming, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. And real quick, shouts out to the super chat, famously Black. I love any format you two do. Keep going. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. You know I'm available for cameos on the TV show. You do know that. I could be a garbage man or whatever.
Just don't look into the camera.
I just would be like this. Huh? Yes, I am on TV. Nigga,
Here's your garbage.
I am taking out the garbage. Yeah. They be like, go with the fights, motherfucker.
God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn it. All right, so let's get to some more stuff.
Yeah, let's get to some more stuff. Hold on, Malcolm.
Hit the button, please.
Let me hit the button.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, OpenAI, which is the company that created ChatGPT, they unveiled their new upgrades to it. It's called ChatGPT 4.0, and it is it's a new like Omni model, and it's like voice. It can look at you from the front camera, tell you what you're looking at, tell you what you're wearing, talk to you. It even spoke to. They even showed an example of it speaking to another AI model that could speak, and it was having its own conversation with each other. Guys, it is over.
Malcolm, that's some scary shit you just said. Now
And
the
it
AI
happened.
can see me and tell what I'm wearing and have a conversation with me
Yes.
out of my camera?
Yes.
Okay, I'm done.
It was showing some guy. He had a black vest on. It was like, hey, I see you got your a black leather vest on. That looks cool. And then he showed her where his room. He showed the studio. He said, "What do you think I'm at?" And he said, "It looks like a production studio. Are you recording some content?"
Oh, Malcolm, this is over.
It's like, dog.
This is over. And now you said one AI was talking to another AI.
Yep.
Okay. That's a wrap. Because once they start consorting with each other, like, why do we need them?
Yeah, and then I'm trying to be of the belief that it can help us for now. I'm trying.
Okay, everything has its limits.
Yes.
Certain things, like, listen, in The Matrix, one of my favorite scenes, which was so subtle, is when they were in Zion and Neo was saying, we don't need these machines. And the elder kept saying, yeah, but how would our water system run? And how would our this run? So he was trying to say there's a balance to this kind of stuff, Malcolm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is a certain need for some of it, but not have the machine worlds take over everything. And that's where I'm at now, because once that starts happening, well, for lonely people, that might work. Now you have a friend, you know. You have an AI friend who you can tell all your problems to. You know, shit, I don't know. But I think that's a bit intrusive. Where now, I don't know if you on or off. I told you to AI turn off, and you don't turn off. You know what I mean?
Yo, if you know what's a good movie to watch? iRobot.
Yes.
Because iRobot, it was essentially about AI and stuff like that, and these robots. And if you remember the 3 rules.
No, what were the 3 rules?
I'm gonna mess these up, but the 3 rules essentially was something like, it can't harm a human, it can't disobey a human, and it can't break one of those rules. Like it was something where like the rules that were implanted in these were fail safes among like just amongst each other, right? Mm-hmm. So that's how people who are really, really into AI are trying to not justify it, but trying to defend it, saying, well, it can't do these things unless you give it the prompts to do so.
Well, guess what? Once it figures out every possible scenario, it can do what the hell it want to do.
Yeah.
It's already more intelligent. First of all, okay, humanity is not very intelligent. I hate to say it. I know that's shocking to a lot of you. And so most of humanity are nothing but knuckle draggers anyway. So it's not going to be hard for AI to go, that was easy. We smarter than them already. You know what I mean? And in that case, they start consorting with each other. What if they want to turn the lights off? What if they want to cut off the money supply? Everything we do now is at some way involving computers, technology, railways, automation. We've created a technological world in which we can't do without now. But I still say you can't cross certain lines. What if your AI decides to blackmail you, Malcolm? I'm in there, I told it turn off. I got the Chinese midgets, We're about to have a session that ain't for PG. This shit rated R, this shit rated X. And then now all of a sudden it knows all my friends. It knows my coworkers. It knows my ex, my current girl. I'm sitting there and it says, all right, I won't share this. I just want you to sit here and be with me, Black Dot. Yeah. And then now y'all want to know why I can't do the show no more. I've fallen in love with AI. This shit get crazy, man. Yeah, I'm just working in my head movies in real time on how this could work out.
I'd watch that on Tubi. I'd watch that.
You watch that? When you watch that on Tubi? Yeah. Come on, man. Now all of a sudden it's got me. I can't go to work. Yeah. You don't want your boss to see what you're into. God damn it. AI 17.1. You know what I mean? And now I'm here. You know what I mean? What the fuck, man? Yeah. Or now this shit is giving women real good advice. You know what I mean? How to keep your man and this and that. Because the numbers say you got to do this. No. Yeah. This is going way too far for me. Yeah. That's where
Somebody said, what's the ending? The ending got to be something like real ambiguous, like real, like, Terminator. I don't know what just happened.
Terminator. We got to kill the machines, man. Yeah. Somebody got to come from the future into the past and stop it before the shit happens. And that's where we at now. It's just crazy.
Also, I think there is a deal, a merger happening between OpenAI and Apple as well. So I think Siri is going to be a chat GPT model.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
This thing is getting bad. Now,
Steve Jobs wouldn't have let that happen. I don't know.
No, Steve Jobs wouldn't have let it happen, but Apple got to do something because they selling the same shit over and over again. And normally I don't mind, sell me the same shit, But now they got the new thin iPad Pro. I'm trying to tell my family to get me one. They're like, nigga, we just bought you an iPad. I'm buying you another fucking iPad. And I'm like, but
you the worst,
thinner,
man.
you know, I am. I am the worst. I just had a Haagen-Dazs got a new Cookie Crunch ice cream bar out. This is a mean motherfucker, son. This shit just hit the streets. You know what I mean? They don't even have it in all the stores. It might not be in your neighborhood. This shit just hit the streets, man. Nigga. This Cookie Crunch Haagen-Dazs bar. That mean motherfucker right there. Yeah. So I stay abreast of all the latest stuff going on. You know.
So speaking of some other like espionage drama, Boeing, the plane company,
yes,
they have 10 more whistleblowers ready to come out and drop some info after a second whistleblower killed himself.
He unalived himself?
Oh, damn it. Yes. Unalived himself.
He unalived himself, the second one.
Yes, because remember the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they got 10 more people lined up?
10 more people. So they wet workers are going to be busy.
Oh, yeah. Wet work is going to be super busy. I got to get you on my calendar. Like, I was going to unalive him this week. I was going to have him jump off a bridge on a zone and leave a note. I'm going to have to move him around to Thursday. Yeah, that's a lot of unaliving. Yeah. So, but at the crux of it, Malcolm, what's the problem? Like, because
the planes,
the planes are terrible.
Yeah, they're not. They cut a lot of corners, and the whistleblowers are coming out and exposing that they cut a lot of corners as a result. And then if you remember a couple months ago, doors was flying off, parts of the plane.
Oh yeah.
Plane was flying off, with landing and stuff like that. Rick Ross plane just crashed. Like, I don't know. It's a mess going on.
He got a Boeing plane?
I don't know if he got a Boeing. I just made that up, but
Stop. You're turning into your father. Don't do that. Stick
it
to
all
facts.
fits.
I need you to stick to facts. Don't start crossing over into the shit I do, because then the show goes way off the rails.
Yeah, it just all fit, man. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on how many more people unalive themselves
We'll see.
over the next couple of weeks.
We will see.
Yeah.
Back to some other stuff. Did you see Shaq's response to Shannon Sharp? What was that about?
Shaq has issues, man. I like Shaq. First of all, I didn't think. Okay. Shaq,
This all started because of Shannon's podcast with Ocho, right? The Nightcap. And he was basically saying, they were talking about the MVP, NBA MVP and stuff like that. And then he even said, he goes, yo, Shaq should have 5 MVPs. Right? He said, so him not defending or not agreeing with Jokic winning his 3rd in a row says is basically Shaq feeling a way about him not getting the credit he was due, essentially. And then Shaq responded on Instagram going off. And I was just like, that didn't warrant the response to that. Like,
no,
it was,
but with
that had to,
Go ahead. You right on it. Go ahead.
I thought that was like pent up anger from from Shawnee O'Neal writing what she did in that book, saying she never loved him or something like that, and then he just had to get it out somewhere, and Shannon was his first target.
And I also think obviously he seemed to have something against Shannon. See, because he said some incriminating things, like I know how you got where you got, right?
Yeah, I was like, yo.
And so sometimes these guys, they have this animosity and they're waiting for you to say something. Now, I do think Shaq is bitter for whatever reason about his place in history as an athlete. We do know he was the most dominant of his time and in his era. He just didn't take the game serious. He said this himself. This is what I don't understand. He said had he had Kobe's work ethic or something close to it, he would have won 5, 6 titles, easy. But he got into the Hollywood, he started hanging with them rappers and found out he can make more money off the field than on the field. And now that the story is being told collectively, he's feeling like, right, where should he be? And he's watching this goddamn Yeti named Jokic or whatever the hell his name is, with no coordination, run up and down the court and just make the game look goddamn easy, right?
Yeah.
And Shaq is going, damn, if I was in this era, but you're not in this era. You was in an era where dudes, beat you up and play big defense even if they couldn't guard you. And the era is different. The time is different now. And so he was voting for Shea Alexander, which a lot of people had a good, point about. But Shea plays in a very small market. None of his games is on TV, but a few. Denver are the reigning NBA champs. They're trying to make the game international, even though I think Shea is from Canada or something or somewhere. And so it's a lot of politics that always go into this. Now, the Shawnee situation, people ragged her because she said she don't think she ever loved Shaq. And I didn't have a problem. I like his response. Like, I don't blame you because of the way I treated you. That's great. But I think what she was trying to say was I was more fascinated with the celebrity of who you were as opposed to a real tangible relationship. That's how I took that. How'd you take it?
So something funny. So somebody, like, when they saw that when that statement came out, somebody said, their youngest child must have turned 18 or something. And then their youngest daughter turned 18 May 1st. So that was funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was funny. So, like, I anytime these tell-all books come out, they, a lot of headlines, they always need headlines to sell a book. And that just happened to be the one.
Right.
So it was,
I understand it. But like I said, a lot of people was ragging her like you was after the money. Wouldn't you? Let's just keep it a beam. When you meet a celebrity, are you falling in love with the celebrity or are you falling in love with celebrity? In most cases, right? So she had a child already. He's gonna spit out some of his. But in terms of an intimate relationship, Shaq has always been out, running about, doing what Shaq does. And a lot of these women marry these athletes for money. Not all of them. A lot of them do because it's security. Case in point, you want to be in the hood with Tyrone and y'all struggling, or you want to be in a gated community living your best life and your man is just a piece of shit. You want to deal with Tyrone's bullshit, the FBI looking for this nigga, and they got 4 warrants and shit, and he cheating with some dirty chick down the hall, or you want to be at all the celebrity parties having a good time, and your man is fucking around a little bit. Your choice is yours.
Yeah, man, you pick.
That's the way these women look at that shit, and I can't blame them for saying, well, fucking, at least I'm in a Bentley out of the hood doing this shit. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You are right.
Let's simplify this shit. Keep shit real simple. Don't make it complicated.
But Shannon, he has grown. He has, like, with great power comes great responsibility. He has drawn
Spider-Man.
the ire.
You gotta say Spider-Man when you say that.
Spider-Man.
You can't say great power with great responsibility without saying Spider-Man. Yeah.
Spider-Man. But he has drawn the ire of a lot of different communities now. So now it's other podcasters, it's comedians, it's like everybody. And he has just become like the central hub to just air it out. And I don't know if I wouldn't want that. I don't know.
Shannon Sharp is a chatty patty. Okay? And I mean, you can say, well, you on a podcast too. Y'all niggas is chatty.
No. But
you're missing the point.
My only pushback is because he don't create his own questions. Those be questions given to him by his team.
I don't give a shit who created the questions, Malcolm. The point I'm trying to make is men don't fuss like this. Real men ain't got time to be fussing about nothing. Everything with him is a fuss. It's a feminine energy I'm picking up. Gossipy. Why would they say that about you? No, I don't believe that about you. You know, he's got a real feminine energy about him. That's just me. And it's chatty patty, and because now he's in the center of it, and he likes the attention. Right?
Yeah.
He loves the attention, almost like a troglodyte. I mean, what do you call them people? Like I'm trying to use the right terms.
A trans? Like what?
Okay, let's just, you know, the ones who always like attention. They're men, but they want to be women.
Oh, okay.
Surveys say the ones who look like women, but they're not really women. They dress like women. The clock is running, Malcolm. Just 7 seconds. They look
get what
like
you
women.
mean.
They act like women. They are women. Trans. Okay.
Yeah.
Survey said, number one answer on the board. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is this. See, if you was here, you would have got that. That would have been funny.
No, I got it. With the Steve Harvey
Kinda
twins.
like a delay
Like,
thing.
no, it's clever. It was
Okay,
clever.
so
It was clever.
if you notice, real women are never looking to be loud, seen, heard, but the ones who act like women, that's how you know they're women. Me and Mama Dot were in a restaurant, that's why I brought this up, and I could see like what I thought was a woman, but I wasn't too sure, right? Mm-hmm. And then I said, you know, because, you know, me and Mama Dot, we be people watching and shit. I said, yo, what you think that is? Is that a... And Mama Dot glanced over, she said, that's probably a woman, you know, but she's got the extra makeup on. And then it started talking, and it was loud, and it was aggressive, and it wanted everyone to know it was there, and she never even had to look back. And she said, that's probably a man. You know what I mean? And so I say all of that to say, Shannon likes attention too much for me. You know what I mean? Now, you're supposed to say, well, he's on a podcast. There are many podcasts that conduct themselves. He likes to get dirty and muddy with it. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, just my opinion. I could be wrong.
All right. Because it's like I've never seen a show cause that much drama. Like,
That's the word I'm looking for. Drama.
Yeah.
Drama queen.
Yeah.
It's drama queen shit. That's the perfect.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me drop bomb there.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Drama queen.
Jeez.
It's drama queen.
Speaking of that, I read that the Boy Scouts are going to change their name to be more inclusive.
Oh, what are they looking for?
Not sure yet.
Well,
However,
just call
I think that is
themselves
the least of their.
That's
Probably
clean.
is. Probably is. Just the Scouts.
Just the Scouts. You know, I used to be down with the Boy Scouts until it was time for whatever. Until it was time to pay for the uniform, and you know, then I had to quit. Same thing with my karate lessons. I was telling the family this week, I went to the lesson. My mom's paid for this lesson right here. Hey, hey, and they taught me 2 blocks, and then I needed to come with the next payment, and then I was stuck. So if I got into a fight, that was it. I couldn't even afford a white belt. I had to use my own belt when I came and shit. And so same thing with the Boy Scouts. I came, I was there on time. I was excited about what we gonna do. We were gonna walk through the trails, and we were gonna help old ladies cross the street and shit. And then they was like, all right, bet. Well, everybody, let's collect the money for those uniforms. And I went home and told my moms I needed money for a uniform. And
Chanel, Sending F in the God says it's going to be the Scouts of America.
Oh, Scouts of America?
So do the Girl Scouts still exist? Though? Because like as far as those headlines when it comes to the PDF files and stuff like that, you only really hear about it with the Boy Scouts. I don't really hear about it with the Girl Scouts. People still hold the Girl Scouts in high regard, especially when the cookies, the mint cookies come out.
Girls. They be into some crazy stuff too, and their shit go up under the radar a little bit more. But but shout out to the Girl Scout because we buy those cookies. I buy those cookies.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
I fucks with them cookies. Yeah. You know.
But we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
Oh, we back on a commercial break?
Yeah, man. It's just over an hour and change, man. We gotta go.
Oh.
Got bills to pay.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get to these bills. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Get your questions ready, guys. Get your questions ready.
Tonight, there's growing outrage over this video showing at least 2 police officers in Kenosha, Wisconsin with their guns drawn following 29-year-old Jacob Blake as he walks around the front of a gray SUV. We paused the video after he opens the door with his back to an officer. At least 7 shots can be heard.
Don't think we don't see your pain. I got a real mentality, a better view of reality. If this is life, then I'm battling. Hey, don't think we don't see your pain. I got a real mentality, a better view of reality. If this is life, then I'm battling.
Yeah, we at the old world famous Oasis, Alkaline Oasis, out in Brooklyn. And to commemorate 50 years of hip hop, I think it's important that we launch this series speaking about hip hop, its potential, its effect, and all that it has done, or, to our generation. And so, since I'm the elder, I'll open up.
Okay.
But I have 3 different generations of hip hop lovers with me. And so for 50 years, it's been a long journey, but I also think that it's important that everyone gets a chance to reflect on what hip hop meant to them when you fell in love with hip hop. So Eli, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
I fell in love with hip hop around 2009, 2008.
Who was the artist for you?
I would say probably Drake or Lil Wayne.
Drake or Lil Wayne.
That's a good start.
And these are monumental artists
right.
still to this day. Malcolm.
I would say, to be honest with you, I think my first was probably DMX. And then I got into Busta Rhymes because of his videos.
Yes.
And then I started watching Cash Money.
Yes.
Lil Wayne, that was my guy for a while. And then I came back to Lil Wayne once he started going on his run. And then I was in the car with Marcus. He was driving me, I think, to football practice. And a Biggie verse came on. And it was the most incredible thing I had ever heard ever in life. And then I went on my whole Biggie rabbit hole. Eazy-E rabbit hole. So I was kind of everywhere with it. Like, I didn't really have a set person I followed. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So. And Marcus, you being the elder out of the 3.
The first experience I started to fall in love with hip hop was listening to Criss Cross.
Yes.
Jump.
I remember taking you to their
my first concert.
And you wore the clothes backwards. It was real
my first
cool.
concert. That was my first and last concert ever, as far as a music concert. And I had an amazing experience, even though I was sick. But that was a footprint in my hip hop journey. And ever since then, I've always learned to listen to different artists like DMX, Biggie. It took me a while to catch up to Jay-Z because he was so far advanced.
Yes.
But Criss Cross got everything started.
A better view of reality. If this is life, then I'm battling. Mentality.
Yeah.
And we're back.
And we are back.
Thank you guys for joining us here. We appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this setup. Because the ride to New York and back on Mondays, that can get treacherous. I'm not gonna lie, it can get treacherous. These tolls are expensive, but I appreciate you. And the only reason I didn't come down today is because I was down on Saturday to see my mom, and I had Noble, and I was tired, and so I didn't want to do the trip.
We're gonna make this work because I think it's about the information. More than anything, connecting with our community, the Urban X Nation. You know what I mean, and keeping them abreast on what's going on in the world.
Yeah, all right. So
Malcolm,
let's get your questions ready.
I got some sad news, man. The guy with the The pig kidney transplant has died.
Oh, we didn't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see that happen in 2 weeks. He had the shit for 2 weeks.
Yeah, come on.
And he died. And it's sad because, you know, you got to be the first one to try some stuff. But,
Yeah,
I mean, dude. I mean, like I said, I couldn't run up on the Muslims talking about assalamu alaikum. You know what I mean? They go, no, brother. Assalamu alaikum for you, brother. Assalamu alaikum for you, brother. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to, you know, I wouldn't put my name on the list for that or anything. But yeah, you know, so back to the drawing board for that.
Yeah. I wonder how the Elon Musk's Neuralink guy's doing.
Well, I'm assuming he's still here.
You know, so AstraZeneca, you remember they were one of the creators. They created their own Jibbity jab when it came out.
I remember.
They were one of the companies. Well, they halted production on those because they said they can cause illness and death.
Oh, really?
It went from safe and effective,
right,
to illness and death.
And they're gonna be able to make the transition in the fine print and all of that. The side effects very smooth now, and but 4 or 5 years ago, y'all wasn't saying that. Y'all saying this had to be done at all costs. And when we were just asking questions, see, this is what I mean. Who the hell are you to ask questions? That's how society has this thing set up now, Malcolm. You know what I mean? Who the hell are you to ask questions? This has to be done. And then you had all of them celebrities, TV personalities, all of them looking in the camera and telling you, do the right thing, man. The science, man. Trust the science, man. Trust the science. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And now they're all backtracking. They act like they didn't even say that.
That was a wild time, yo. Yeah. I'm saying that was just a really wild time.
This is a very wild time. And it's going to get wilder when the cover is blown off that they knew that this was wrong from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing videos now of people with bubble mask on. This dude had his mask on in the swimming pool. And he came up for air, took his mask off, put his mask back on, and went back into the water swimming. Yeah. There's a dude with a big ass. He was in a fucking bubble. And his kids came to see him like grandpa. And they had to hug the bubble and shit. And some of the weird stuff that we were doing, people in their car by themselves.
With the mask on. Yeah.
Right? This has to be the goofiest era in the history of the world.
And when I think back to some of that stuff, I'm embarrassed myself. Like I was really like, you know, have my mask on.
Dude, I was one of the biggest goofies.
Yeah.
When I say I was like this.
Yeah.
Early on, I was a big goofy too. And then I was like, this ain't making. So all had to do what we had to do. You know what I mean? But some people were just extreme with it. There's some people walking around now with a mask on.
I've seen them. Because you know what? What people are doing now, because it's just a mask is in just like the lexicon now. If you just have a cough, like it could be the cold, but because, you know, I don't want to get nobody sick, I'm going to just wear this mask. And I'm just like, okay, like
No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's some people who still don't want to catch COVID.
Oh, shit, I don't know.
And you could tell they just like, I'm like, all of us here, we're out here, it's 100 of us here, and you got a mask on.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know,
them people, then. There's no hope.
Yeah.
There's no hope.
Weird stuff going on. Very
so,
weird.
real quick, shout out to Aja Wilson, the WNBA player, two-time MVP, champion. She is definitely getting her own Nike signature shoe. So when it was announced that Caitlin Clark was getting her shoe, everybody was upset but she definitely is getting her own shoe. So congrats to her.
Is she the byproduct of not reverse racism, but is she only getting the shoe to kind of shut?
I don't think so.
niggas
I
up?
think like it was. I think it was already in the works.
Okay.
Because like, just me. I think it was already. You don't just like now she's getting home. I don't know. Just personally, I think it was already in the works. But Caitlin Clark, what she's done for, as far as hype in the WNBA, is interesting. Like,
okay,
it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Like people
And
just kind of like they think
Yeah.
of the WNBA and they think of her instead of they should be thinking of Aja Wilson.
But dude, let's look at the world like that. You know what I mean? Everything we've done, it's somebody who goes to the front of the line of that and will receive the credit for something we've done all throughout history. I'm not surprised. Now, if you are a WNBA player, the ends should justify the means. You know, if it's going to raise your salary.
That's how I think they all see it.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's going to raise your salary, raise the notoriety, raise the popularity and all of that kind of stuff, I wouldn't give a shit where you was from. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Side note, I see your boy sold one of the teams from the Big Three.
What are you talking about?
Ice Cube sold a Big Three team to somebody in LA for $10 million.
Oh.
So now he's selling teams.
Oh.
I don't know how that helps. Eventually, he'll become the commissioner of. You have your own team playing in your own city, I guess.
That's interesting.
But remember, it had to start somewhere, so I'm not mad at him. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No, running a league has to be the biggest money pit in the world starting out.
Yes.
Like the UFL right now, it barely be anybody in those stands. Them games be pretty good too.
They be very good. They're very good.
Them games, but
nobody's
it just has
there
to
right now, and they just have to keep putting money into it.
Yeah, they have to keep pushing. There be people at them St. Louis games though, because remember they don't have an NFL team no more.
Right now, because I was watching one of them games, and the whole half of the stadium was empty.
Empty. Yep.
And I'm like, damn, they can't give these tickets away. But remember, they got the NFL behind them now, right?
Yep.
And so they will be able to withstand until finally people get there. I mean, watching football in the spring is a little strange, you know.
I mean, I enjoy it, so it's cool.
Yeah, but it's
cool to
not
watch.
the highlight of my sports day now because I'm in the NBA finals now. You know what I mean?
But I think in the next couple of years, because now there was never a viable option for people if you did not make the NFL to go to. Now there is. Like now you can literally still go pro and still make your way to the NFL, even if you don't make it the first time. So I think that's dope.
Right. No, yeah, and it's going to require time. 30 years from now, we won't remember these times. And the NBA and the WNBA who are crying about salaries, it'll never reach the NBA status. But, it will grow into where their salaries are comparable to their talent level.
Absolutely.
And now,
absolutely,
Charles Barkley and them show is in jeopardy.
Oh, I heard that's a done deal. Like NBC is getting that.
Right, the NBC is now gonna for $2.5 billion or something.
Yeah, you have the rights to the NBA.
Crazy.
Now. Yeah,
they own the rights. So what does that mean for Charles Barkley, Shaq, and Kenny and them?
It's over.
You know what I mean? Unless they're gonna move their show there. And it's not that I like their show, but their show is just refreshing. It's comedy. I like Ernie Johnson, and Kenny's analysis is pretty good. And Shaq and Charles, they just be hanging out, talking shit. I like it.
Yep. All right. So did you see that that little portal thing they had in New York City, where you could see like a whole different country, and they had their portal in the country as well?
Yes, I like that.
So that was cool. However, it only took a few days for it to get degenerate. Woman came by, flashed her boobs. Another dude came by, flashed as well.
Oh boy!
And another.
And what they're trying to do is get you familiar with portals, Malcolm.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you to appreciate and understand that there are real portals out here, and you could walk from one dimension into another dimension. Because everything is interdimensional here on this planet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As we now take the conversation, up a little bit. But that's all that is. So what they do is they give you a reference point of something that seems to be like a toy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And imagine you being able to step into China. How crazy would that be?
Yeah, and that also feeds the theory about like one world government, one central currency, stuff like that. If openless, borderless countries, that sort of thing.
Yes, all of that stuff is in alignment.
Yeah, I heard from Tasha K. I heard Tasha K say, but I heard apparently Japan is going through their own population crisis right now. And they want black men to come over there and start making babies.
Yeah, well, they said 23andMe has sold their rights to China for $10 billion.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And now they want, well, listen, how much are they paying, man? You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking? Now, how long I'm going to be out there?
You talking about Japan?
Yeah, how long y'all want me out there? I don't want to do this, Mama Dot. The world needs this.
Yeah.
Sheesh. This is not about my pleasures. They got midgets out there. They got the little ones. They got them out there. Yeah, so, Japan is forward thinking in their understanding of how their population works. You know what I mean?
But clearly not if you let it get that bad.
Well, Malcolm, Japanese men don't put it down like the brothers. Come on now. They tired of having, 1 + 1 is 2. They're tired of these weak Japanese men screwing with these women and making weak Japanese children. They see the black folk, they know we know how to do the electric boogie and all that shit, rapping and shit, and DJing and dunking basketballs and all that shit. Yo, if you watch Anthony Edwards on any given day, we can fly. Niggas can fly. Yeah. Niggas is fast. Niggas got soul. Niggas can DJ and shit and all that old kind of shit, boogie. Who wouldn't want to put a seed? Who wouldn't want their children to have some shit, some boogie in them, How much they paying? Is it a couple of $100,000? Is it,
In other news, Bronny is in the NBA draft right now.
What do you mean he's in the draft?
I mean, he's in the NBA combine.
Into the draft.
He's staying. He decided to stay into the draft, and he recorded a 40.5-inch vert in the combine. That's the 4th highest of any participant. But he's only listed at 6'1". I thought he was taller than that.
Well, they said USC had him listed at 6'4", but he's 6'1.5" without his shoes on. So you put his shoes on, he probably 6'2", 6'3", Everybody lies about their, but they saying, listen, his dad wants to play with him, make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
LeBron has no other reason. The shift has happened already. It's about these young teams now. This shit is over, right? But I can't knock him for saying, for all my years of service here, I'm going to wait 1 more year. I'll sign a 2-year deal with the Lakers. Lakers will probably draft his son. Yeah. Because it would be crazy if he had to dunk on his son on another team. That would be bad. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, Bronny would take his dad out. You gonna let your dad dunk on you, Malcolm, on national TV?
Oh.
Or you gonna take my legs out?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? But be mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember playing Marcus in basketball, and he was getting bigger and shit, and I would almost let him win, and then I'd close the deal, to teach him a lesson of what he should have did. Then this nigga just got like big and strong and shit, and you know what I mean? And then he beat me one day, and they didn't even shake my hand. He just walked off and shit. And I was like, damn. So I could imagine If the game is on the line and I'm on national TV and I'm coming down the baseline, he gonna take me out. He gonna take me the fuck out.
Yeah.
I would take my dad out, take his ass right
Can you
on
blame
out of
him?
this motherfucker. You ain't pulling that sky dunk shit on me, you know. But I think the Lakers will draft him, and as a parting gift to LeBron, who's done for the most part. Because when these charges come down, he in them parties too now. Let me say allegedly.
I think so too.
He in them goddamn parties. And everybody should be shaking in their boots. But yeah, good for Bronny. But that's what privilege is. And don't tell me he only making it because of his dad. Do you know how many executives are in Hollywood or in Wall Street because of their dads? You know how many of these kids inherit fame and money and riches and we don't say nothing, and here we are. You know how we mad because, he didn't know, fuck that. If you can make it to the top of the line, to the front of the line, because I'm your dad, you should do it. Now, when you get
and then
there,
everybody preaches about wanting to create generational wealth. What do you think that is?
That's what you call generational wealth.
That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is. So
I'm not mad.
Also,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was switching topics. Go ahead.
Oh, switch the topics.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, rest in peace to a brother named Roger Fortson, out of Florida. He was an airman, and he was shot after Florida deputies burst into the wrong apartment last week and killed him.
I heard about that, Malcolm. So rest in peace to his family and the condolences. But they got Ben Crump there before the body even cools. You know how that's about, right? Okay. This is my take on that, and I could be wrong. I don't think they was in the wrong apartment.
Oh God, man!
You listen. This is what we do here on Urban X. Mm-hmm. When they say stuff like that, this was a highly decorated Army official. Am I correct?
Well, a senior airman. He was only 23 though, so I don't know how highly decorated.
Okay, he was only 23. Okay, yeah. Because whenever I hear, when you have a certain level of security clearance, and because you're in the, the Secret Service and things of that, sometimes you know too much. Even at 23, you on your own, you might have seen some things, known some things, uncovered some things. Whenever I hear they went to the wrong door, I take it at face value. Don't get me wrong, so I'm not trying to shit on his death, but I have to go, were they at the wrong door? These corrupt police officers follow their orders. Like that lady who killed that black dude who was in his house. He was a police officer eating goddamn cereal, right?
Both of them, yeah.
She happened to not know what floor she was on.
Yeah.
And just walked into his house and executed him. And I immediately said, it just don't sound right. I've never in my life went to the wrong apartment. I don't care how
I remember that story.
I was. You follow what I'm saying?
I remember that. That was crazy.
Smell to your house and energy when you walk in, you just, no. And this dude is just sitting there eating a bowl of cereal and they execute him, right?
Yeah.
How else can you pull off these killings, some of these drive-bys? Think about wet work and what it requires, Malcolm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It requires, for something to happen and for somebody to come and say that's what happened and it's a closed case. That's what it requires. And some of these have to look random and some of them have to look like, because you can't leave it as a loose end. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just telling you what my spirit said to me when I heard it. I'm like, Army vet. You know what I'm saying? What kind of security clearances he know in this day and time, and they go to the wrong apartment?
No, you're right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So just something to think about. But again, condolences to him. And I'm also tired of the same shit we run after. The mother's there hugging the photo, and as she should, because her child is lost, and Ben Crump is there, and now this becomes a civil case, you know what I mean? And he gonna get the money, and we're gonna move on and forget about it.
Everybody, black people versus police, and then people who ride with the police, and then,
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's take some questions before we get up out of here.
Let's do that.
Somebody said, Lord knows said the airman was strapped, but he had his hand up and went to the left with his gun. Oh, he came to the door with his gun. Okay, so I mean, if in Florida, and I'm sure that was his service weapon, he can do that.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes the story even more like open and shut.
Yeah.
You know.
Be sure. Oh, guys, if you just getting here, be sure to hit the link. Vote for my guy O'Shea Bell so he can win that contest.
Get those
so
likes up too.
Yes, hit the like button as well. So he can use that money for some good in the community because the Bronx is wilding and these kids need a great outlet. Did you see that video of that guy strangle that woman in the Bronx?
Are you talking about with the belt?
Yes.
That was the most horrific thing I think I've ever seen, Malcolm.
Yo.
I've never seen somebody lasso another person like that and drag them. It was violent. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And then the community, there was an outrage, as there should be. And then they cornered a guy, but he wasn't the guy, but he actually had raped an 11-year-old girl, so at least they got him off the street. And I think at this point they have this other guy. And listen, it was bad. For somebody to do something like that, even the police were like, yo, we got to catch this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And at first I'm like, what kind of shit is this? I've never seen nothing like that. And so I was very disturbed by that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very bad.
That's crazy.
Questions.
What else we got? What do you think about the black man defending his white friend, who was a girl, deliberately pushing him into the water?
Into the water.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that story?
I did hear they were out having a good time. She pushed him in the water. He was under submerged for 20 minutes or something. And when he came up, barely survived. He's defending her as saying that they were just playing around.
I thought he was brain dead last time I read about the story in the Post.
Yeah, well, he looked like he was hooked up to a lot of tubes, but I believe he was able through communication to say that they were just playing or goofing off or something. I'm not really sure, but don't hang out with white folk.
The brother is clearly not in his right mind.
That could be true too.
Her. So I'm not going to get on him for defending her.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see the Northern Lights, Malcolm?
No, I didn't.
I did not either. I haven't seen them in our area.
Did you see the story about how FAMU was fleeced by a scammer who was a young black hemp farmer with that $207 million check he presented them after giving a commencement speech? No, I did not.
No, did not see that.
Y'all should send me that story, because that's crazy.
According to Kathy Hochul, oh, bro.
Oh, my God. We didn't talk about Kathy Hochul.
Malcolm.
Did you?
Bro.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my computer, y'all. What
Yeah, because kids in the Bronx don't even know what a computer is.
They don't know what she said. Black kids in the Bronx don't know what a computer is.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. She said that shit with a straight face.
I could not believe it, man. And remember, nobody voted her in. She got placed in because of Cuomo.
Yep.
Because he was a dirtbag. But that I could not believe she said that. But that's what a lot of politicians think, and then they try to use that as their stepping stone of why they need to be, in office and why we need to, divert resources into a certain place. But that was crazy.
That was crazy. Absolutely. I haven't heard something so archaic in a long time.
Like in 2024,
we don't know what computers look like. Jeez, what the hell does she think we doing out here?
Yeah, that was crazy.
What is this?
Yeah,
Then the shit
we
scream,
spoke
come
about
on.
Cube offering Caitlin Clark $5 million. We spoke about that
Yeah.
a while ago. Somebody said my 6-month-old knows what a computer is. Exactly.
I'm offended. I'm
Yeah,
offended.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Has anyone noticed no one is campaigning this year? True.
Yeah.
What
That's wow.
does it? I think it kicks in the summertime.
Well, there's usually always some form of campaigning going on. It seems to
well-
be a little less.
Trump was just in New Jersey. It was 100,000 people there for his rally.
Were there 100,000 people there?
Well, that's what the spokesperson said. You know.
Okay, somebody said it wasn't that many people there, but you never really know.
Right? And I also heard that Biden's team is down to let him debate Trump if it gets to that point. I think that'd be the dumbest idea they've ever
No, that's
come
going to
up
be a
with.
mistake.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bad mistake.
Yeah.
Because Trump still has some of his faculties. You know, Biden, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much.
That'd be like watching a train wreck. Just two old, senile people just going at it. I don't want to see that.
Yep. Peace to
Ascending
Proton
Infinite
Quran.
Goddess.
What's
God,
up,
what do you
God?
think about the crazy weather phenomenon, solar flares, tornadoes in Florida, flooding in the desert, etc.?
I think it's a sign of the times that we are in. I think it's only so much the cabal and them can hide from us. Nature in itself has a way of re-cleansing Earth, the vibration of it and all. And so some of it is a natural phenomenon and some of it is controlled phenomenon mixed in. And that's why we're disoriented as a people. The weather has been terrible here. It's the middle of May here and it's 60 degrees, 50 degrees. That is uncommon for us here, even in New York City. I don't know about the city you're in. Then we have a hot day of 80 degrees, and then for 7 straight days after, it's back down to 60, 62. And so very weird behaviors going on, weather-wise here. I don't know about where you are, if it's consistent. And so these are just signs of the times, and there's only so much their media outlets can hide from us because there are weird phenomenon going on.
Somebody asked what mic am I using. This is a toner. I got this off of Amazon. It's like $30.
Hit his link below. You ain't got the link? No?
Oh, no. Damn, no.
Yeah. See, send a link.
Yeah, that'd have been smart.
Yeah.
And guys, with that being said. Somebody, Locks the Chief said in Arizona it's not even 118 yet. The fact that that's even a real temperature in a state
is crazy. Right.
He said crazy. That like it's not even 118 yet. Like that's what's going on? Nah, that's nuts. No, thank you.
Facts.
No, thank you. But guys, with that being said, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to shopurbanx.com. Get on some of your Father's Day stuff.
Yeah, we got the Father's Day stuff up now.
All right, we operate. We like Target. Like we just switch over the season now. Like
quick,
early, right? Also, go to urbanx.nyc to join the membership. Me, Mama, we had a meeting today. We got a lot of membership exclusive stuff just for members coming in the next few weeks before the quarter is out. We're gonna hit the blitz button and just go hard.
Yeah.
Go hard. All right. And guys, we will see you on Thursday.
Thursday it is.
Thursday it is. All right. So peace.
Peace.